So in today's video, I'll be discussing the top 5 superstars that could join the New York Knicks in the future. And since they became a playoff contending team, the Knicks have become a very attractive destination for superstars, whether it's from trade or free agency. And before I get into the video, if you guys haven't already, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. And also don't forget to hit that notification bell button not to miss out on more awesome New York Knicks content like this. And now with that all out of the way, let's get into the video. So the first superstar player that could come to New York either by trade or free agency in the future would be Karl-Anthony Towns. And last season, Cat averaged about 25 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block per game, on shooting about 39% from three-point range, 49% from the field, and 86% from the free throw line. And at 6'11", Karl-Anthony Towns mainly plays the center position but could play power forward as well. And at only 25 years old, Towns is one of the best big men in the NBA, since he's a great floor spacer as a big, and he's also a very good shooter and scorer in general. And he's also improving on the defensive end of the court. So Karl-Anthony Towns was born and raised as a Knicks fan, and he was born and raised right next to New York in New Jersey. And the trade package for him is yet to be determined because the Knicks have a ton of valuable assets, but they have to just play out the season and see how it goes. So with that all being said, let's get into the second superstar that can come to New York. So superstar number 2 that could come to the Knicks in the future would be Bradley Beal. And last season for the Washington Wizards, Bradley Beal averaged about 31 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and about a steal per game, on shooting about 35% from three-point range, 49% from the field, and 89% from the free throw line. And at 6'4", Beal mainly plays the shooting guard position. And at 28 years old, Bradley Beal is a decent defender, but the best part of his game is that he's the best offensive scorer on the team. And he's a fully packaged offensive player, as he could do everything on the court on offense at an elite level. And that would include shot creation abilities as well as his driving into the paint. And he's currently under contract for next season, but he will become a free agent if he does not sign a contract extension before then in 2022. But it definitely depends on how the Wizards do this season with the new additions of Spencer Dinwiddie, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Kyle Kuzma, and Montrezl Harrell. And if they underperform again this season, then Bradley Beal is actually going to become an unrestricted free agent and not accept their contract extension. But if Beal does accept it, the Knicks could still anyways trade for him in the future. And a backcourt of Kemba Walker and Bradley Beal is definitely enticing. So with that being said, let's get into superstar number 3. So the third superstar that could potentially join the New York Knicks in the future would be Donovan Mitchell. And this one is definitely a long shot of happening at the moment, but it could actually happen in the future, since Donovan Mitchell was born and raised in New York and actually was growing up as a Knicks fan. And in my opinion, there will be a bigger opportunity of the Knicks to actually trade for Donovan Mitchell if the Jazz do not do well in the next few years in the playoffs. And last season for the Jazz, Donovan Mitchell averaged about 27 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and 1 steal per game, on shooting about 39% from three-point range, 44% from the field, and 85% from the free throw line. And at only 6'1", Mitchell mainly plays the shooting guard position but could play point guard as well. And at only 24 years old, Donovan Mitchell is a good defender for his height, but more importantly, he's a great offensive player as he's a 3-level scorer, and he's very aggressive when he drives to the rim. And he's also a solid rebounder and playmaker. And of course, a backcourt of Kemba Walker and Donovan Mitchell will definitely be great for the Knicks as they're both from New York. But with that all out of the way, let's get into the fourth superstar. So superstar number 4 that could actually land with the New York Knicks in the future would be Damian Lillard. And this one is one of the more realistic ones out of all these 5 superstars, since Stephen A. Smith himself said that Damian Lillard's preferred destination would be the New York Knicks if he were to request a trade out of Portland in the future. And multiple previous reports said that the New York Knicks are focusing on Dame as their primary target for the superstar trade. So last season for the Portland Trail Blazers, Dame averaged about 29 points, 4 rebounds, 8 assists, as well as 1 steal per game, on shooting a very consistent 39% from three-point range, 45% from the field, and 93% from the free throw line. And at 6'2", Damian Lillard mainly plays the point guard position but could play off-ball as well. And at 31 years old, in my opinion, Dame is actually one of the top 5 offensive players in the NBA today, as he's an elite 3-level scorer and could do everything on offense. And that includes playmaking, rebounding, shooting, and scoring in general. But by having Kemba Walker at the point guard position, it does not make that much sense to be able to land Damian Lillard at the current moment. But if the Kemba Walker situation does not work out with the New York Knicks in the next season, then it might make sense if Dame requests out. But otherwise, pairing the two would not make that much sense, since both need the ball in their hands as point guards. But with that all being said, let's get into the fifth and final superstar. So the fifth and final superstar that the New York Knicks could actually land in the future would be Zion Williamson. And again, this is not going to happen anytime soon, but personally, I believe that Zion Williamson will agree to an extension with the New Orleans Pelicans. And in my opinion, Zion Williamson will request a trade out of New Orleans in 1 or 2 seasons after his max contract extension, mainly because they're likely not going to go far in the playoffs anytime soon. And by losing out on their primary target in this year's free agency and off-season in Kyle Lowry, Zion will finally find out that the New Orleans Pelicans are not a great destination for free agents. And this could quickly become the Anthony Davis situation 2.0. And of course, as you guys likely already know, Zion Williamson really loves playing at Madison Square Garden. And of course, him and RJ Barrett are very close friends. And they have discussed playing together in the future, which I'm sure they would definitely love to happen. And last season for the Pelicans, Zion Williamson averaged about 27 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, and about 1 steal and 1 block per game, on shooting about 30% from 3-point range, 61% from the field, and 70% from the free throw line. And at 6'6", Zion Williamson mainly plays the power forward position, but could even play center as well. And at only 21 years old, Zion Williamson is already a superstar, mainly because he's a dominant force on both ends of the court, and he's almost unstoppable in the paint, and he is becoming a better 3-point shooter, but he definitely has a long way to go with that. But with this fast transition game, he would definitely fit on the New York Knicks with those dunks in Madison Square Garden, so keep an eye on this situation as well. So with that all being said, let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think of these potential superstars that can join the Knicks. And let me know which of these 5 superstars do you think is the most realistic and best fit in New York. And if you did enjoy this video and want to see more New York Knicks content like this, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe if you're new. And it's been KNYT here and I'm out. Peace.